Snow White is releasing later this month, and I was just remarking the other day how strange it is that I haven't seen much press for the movie yet. I haven't seen Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler going into interviews together. Well, reportedly, that is not even going to happen. A report from the Daily Mail reveals that Disney bosses are refusing even to hold a Snow White premiere in the UK over fears of backlash over woking it up. Whistle while you woke. That's a little catchphrase that we came up with before the show today. Yeah, an insider claims Disney is already anticipating anti-woke backlash against Snow White, and they have reduced the media schedule to just a handful of tightly controlled press events.
See, I like my theory is that Rachel Zegler is just lazy. So she did all this so she wouldn't have to do a bunch of press junkets. Like, that's kind of genius. Like,
of weaponized incompetence. Just make them think you're incapable of doing interviews.
That's such a
and you'll
good
be spared
idea.
all the work. Well, she just did her first tightly controlled press event in Tokyo the other night. And it didn't consist of any interviews from what I saw. She was only tasked with singing live.
Whoever came up with that idea is a genius.
Yes.
Rachel Zegler doesn't communicate well at all. She, however, does sing in an above average fashion. So the best thing that you can do right now is to promote the aspects of the movie that are probably going to be the only ones that aren't contentious outside of people maybe just thinking the songs are below average. But the messaging of the songs won't have as much of an impact on the average everyday person. Now, there's going to be Disney diehards who are going to debate whether choosing certain songs over another. Remember, they did the Oscars presentation the other day, and they came out to Someday My Prince Will Come, which I'm sure just made her very angry, or whatever the song is. But in general, having her sing is a great idea because she can sing. She just can't communicate without, making people criticize her.
Right. So the genius PR strategy they have come up with is just having Rachel Zegler do what she is best at doing, singing, not interviews. And so far, I've only seen videos coming out of her performing the original songs they've come up with for the movie. And they say Disney has taken the highly unusual step not to host a London premiere for the film, and they are minimizing the amount of press questions that Rachel Zegler gets. So she is officially muzzled. Because she hasn't proven herself capable of promoting this movie.
She's tried to come out and find her way back to the middle recently with trying to pull a Henry Cavill and saying, well, people are just passionate about this movie, which wasn't the tune she was singing not that long ago. But it reeks of, the hand being held by the Disney press junket and the Disney PR people.
So the question at hand is, can Rachel Zegler's vocals save this movie?
No, it's too late.
From disaster.
I mean, given what the opening projections are, it's too little too late for this movie. Remember, this movie was not just a product of her bad publicity, but also the writer's strike. This movie has millions upon millions upon millions of dollars sunk into it. It's not going to make its money back.
I mean, I wonder, even if Rachel Zegler hadn't caused all of these unfortunate sound bites to go viral, would this movie have a chance of performing well at the box office anyway? Because look at the performance of the Little Mermaid movie. That was another race swap. But Halle Bailey, who starred in it, never said anything disparaging about the story. She was completely nice and amicable in the press, said nothing toxic. She didn't take the bait when interviewers gave her inflammatory questions.
I don't even remember.
Still lost money.
I don't even remember interviews with her.
She did interviews. They just didn't go around going viral because she said only nice things. Yeah. And it still didn't make its money back.
It opened to $95 million in the 3-day. 118 in the 4-day. It made like $560 million total at the box office. Still not enough to justify the $200 million budget, plus the $100 million they would have spent on marketing the movie.
So I'm thinking maybe this Snow White live action wouldn't have performed well regardless of who they chose to star in it.
The only way that they can save one of these princess movies is to make the love angle prominent again.
Yeah.
They can't shelve it for feminist reasons. They can't shelve it for...
But you can't boss bitch and be like the damsel in distress at the same time. And they're going to continue to pick boss bitch until the people that are writing these movies are no longer writing these movies.
Yep.
Yeah, they have really let the character of Jonathan take the back seat. Haven't seen him at any of these press events.
He's going to be showing up with her at the next at one of these screenings. Him and her.
But it's an afterthought.
It is.
The love story part is an afterthought, and they're taking a focus to Snow White's relationship with her father, which was not part of the original movie at all. Yeah, like it wasn't even.
Sure, it was not.
Wasn't even mentioned.
And here's the thing. So there's plenty to criticize with Rachel Zegler. Sadly for her, it was also long ago that it just proves that you can't outrun the worst headlines. You really can't. But Gal Gadot isn't exactly staying apolitical now, and she's getting just like before. I just want to nobody here stands Rachel Zegler, but it is fair to point out that when the original press tour, when the original D23 interviews were going on, Gal Gadot was making all of the same feminist statements and getting none of the backlash, and everybody asked for Rachel Zegler to stay apolitical and to respect the source material. Now Gal Gadot probably respects the source material, but absolutely is not staying apolitical because she's been doing a bunch of press related to. Well, she was. They asked her to present an Oscar to a documentary that was pro-Palestine, and she wouldn't do it.
Well,
right.
I mean, is that... I guess that's...
But the point is...
This is according to a speech that she gave
yes.
at the Anti-Defamation League's International Leadership Awards. She was honored for her unwavering support to Israel and posted about it on her Instagram, saying, "Deeply honored to receive this award from the ADL. This moment is all about us standing together, proud, strong, and refusing to be silent in the face of anti-Semitism. October 7th was a wake-up call, but it also reminded us of our resilience and unbreakable bond. We must continue to educate, share our stories, and stand up against hate, because love will always be stronger." This is an extremely contentious political issue that Gal Gadot is speaking out on less than a month ahead of the release of Snow White. And I just think it's funny how there's a double standard when it comes to Rachel Zegler's political commentary. Mm-hmm. She posted her tirade against Trump supporters. Yes, that was bad. Yes, she should have been reprimanded for it. Probably was. And she issued an apology after the fact. Mm-hmm. But why is it only okay when Gal Gadot says feminist stuff? When Gal Gadot makes political commentary? It's
really weird. It's like she's stuck between universes and just...
I'm sure that must be absolutely infuriating to Rachel Zegler.
And oddly enough, probably reinforces what she already believes.
Do you think it's pretty privilege?
No, Rachel Zegler is a beautiful girl.
Gal Gadot is really, really pretty.
Yeah, I think they both are.
No, this has nothing to do with that.
I don't think it is related to their looks.
Talking about Israel is very different than talking about Palestine in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it's true. It's to them, she's going to get the pass because it's an approved headline.
But still, that doesn't exactly...
Gal Gadot, the media is not going to report on it the same. They will not.
But it doesn't make sense that she would say the same exact things about the movie
she
that
also
Rachel
got none
Zegler
of that,
was saying.
Correct. She got none of that backlash.
I'm still looking for clarification. Mm-hmm. You're saying that talking about Israel is a good thing in...
I'm saying in Hollywood's eyes, yeah, there's not going to be negative headlines about her talking about politics leading up to the release of Snow White.
And talking about Palestine is a bad thing?
Yes. It would be considered a bad thing.
Generally, I mean, we've seen Melissa Barrera got fired from Scream.
Fired from Scream for talking about Palestine.
Which Scream?
Scream 7.
So that's recent?
It was the next one that's going to be coming out.
Because it's my impression that the left and the media, which is including Hollywood, is very pro-Palestine and not particularly pro-Israel.
The talent, yes,
split on that.
But the business executives in Hollywood who are behind the scenes are largely more sympathetic to the Zionist cause. So they're less likely to face consequences when they say pro-Israel statements in the media.
All I'm saying is, like,
Gal Gadot's
there isn't,
case.
whether we're talking about Variety or The Hollywood Reporter or Deadline or any of these publications, it is odd that not one of them is reporting on this as a matter of, like, why is one okay but one isn't? That's not me passing judgment on any of them. I'm saying that one seems to be a blind spot for both of them. Now, it is fair to point out that Gal Gadot is the co-star of this movie, so she's not the face of this film. She's not Snow White herself, and it might be very different if she was the lead actress, so there's leeway there. But it doesn't explain the leeway that she got with the feminist statements, where nobody wanted to comment on the fact that she was saying all the same stuff that Zegler was saying.
She was
got none of the backlash.
Rachel Zegler on.
All right, so I'll defer to both you guys on the topic, except for one thing. Rachel Zegler is not pretty, and Gal Gadot is absolutely beautiful.
I think it's pretty clear that Rachel Zegler is at least
Overruled.
well above average.
Overruled.
I think people are making comments calling her ugly because they don't like her personality.
And you wanted to show a picture here, the outfit, right?
Yeah, because I was ready to have a go-off moment about Rachel Zegler's outfit at the Tokyo event.
In the chat, Spike Insanity says Gal Gadot didn't start any of this shit. She absolutely did. She was absolutely part of starting.
Look back at the footage. You can see her egging Rachel Zegler on to say more against the original movie. Yeah. And she's saying she's not going to be saved by the prince.
And correct. Kloonberg is correct. She also did the Imagine video, which should have gotten her banished from all of Hollywood forever.
Absolutely. Yes. So, yeah, there was this outfit that Rachel Zegler was wearing at the Japan press event, which you can see has this crest on the front. It's a heart with a sword going through it. I originally thought this was a Catholic symbol, but you can see in the comparison here, it's directly from the animated movie. Or rather, they're saying that it's possibly an arrow through the heart in the animation. Regardless, this was the gown that she wore. She looks beautiful. I'm not going to sit here and say that Rachel Zegler is ugly just because she has an ugly personality. I think that's unfair.
I'm basing my opinion purely on the way she looks.
And
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying that she's not nearly as pretty as Gal Gadot.
If we're judging based on Rachel Zegler's social media presence and the people that she consumes, or the ideas that she consumes on social media, she probably thinks like one of the watermelon emoji snot-nosed brats who hates Gal Gadot for her Israel support. And I think that's a significant reason why they have such a tense demeanor when they're appearing publicly together.
Gal Gadot is
that's not a
Israeli,
good sign.
though, isn't she?
Yes, she was born in Israel. She was in the IDF. But it's going to be. I think they should make them both go on press tours. I think it would be good, like you said, exposure therapy.
Together?
I think they should make them go on these tours together. It will help. It would help Rachel Zegler for the rest of her career to have to learn how to do it without looking like she absolutely despises the person next to her. And we're not talking about like paused images, like people were dissecting the way they were walking out. I like the one that said, like, when they walked out on the Oscar stage together, it looked like she was running to stay ahead of her so she didn't have to stand by her.
Well, it's because Gal Gadot's legs are like a foot longer than Rachel Zegler's,
Yep.
so she had to run behind her to keep up.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.